What up, Dokkanners? The current global Dokkan Festival celebration has a lot of stuff in there, but there's one detail that I forgot to mention in my campaign review video, and it has to do with these three events right here. If you guys may recall, I did do a video on this earlier when JP got this, but essentially these three movie-related Extreme Z areas are going to end forever as of March 22nd, and they're going to be retconned and combined together into one movies edition version of the Extreme Z area. Why are they doing this? Simply to consolidate, I guess, create better structure, organize, and prepare for an onslaught of new movie related content that would otherwise just fit better on one stage rather than having them be separate. Because with this as the structure, that means that every single subsequent movie Extreme Z area that they do has to have its own graphic, its own little like setup or whatever. It might be some sort of like developer streamlining thing, but the point is every movie will basically drop in here now instead of having them be separate. What does this mean and why is this important? This essentially means free Dragon Stones. So what you need to do between now and March 22nd at 10:59 p.m. PST, basically 22nd, 6 hours after that day's reset, you want to make sure that you have completely exhausted these three events. You have to make sure you go through, do all the missions, clear all the stages on these three events, because they will no longer be available ever. They will be gone forever. So if you can run through these, get all of the missions done, then you will get all of the stones that you can before an event that is no longer going to exist, only to then be able to run through the event again when it is fully consolidated and joined up together for even more free stones. This has been further corroborated by JP players. They went through this exact thing back when they had this whole event revamped. So global players will be getting the same exact treatment for the movie edition Extreme Z area. 13 stages in total, 3 Dragon Stones per stage, not just 1 and 2 from the different levels, but also you get 1 Dragon Stone for clearing the stage 10 times. They even make you go as far as clearing it 10 times, even though you don't have to actually easy any of the characters anymore, because you would have presumably already done this. They will ask you to clear each stage 10 times again for even more stones. So, little shortcut for those of you who don't care to do the due diligence right now. Let's say you haven't actually farmed out these free-to-play units, or, you know, fully Extreme Z awaken them. You don't have to get all the job done right now. What you can do is go through the motion of just going through each stage once to get all the Dragon Stones and clear whatever you want to. You will be giving up a couple stones here and there, but if you don't want to do these and you simply want to just go through this one at a time, you can at least still get a good chunk of stones, because the cooler stage has 8 of them, so that's 16 Dragon Stones. Super 13 has 4 Dragon Stones, and the Lord Slug one has 4 Dragon Stones. So 4 plus 4 plus 16. That's a lot of stones. So you could just get those done. If you don't want to do the 10 times thing, you could then do it once the event retcons and joins up together. That's 39 extra stones. You can never say no to free stones, right? So definitely keep an eye out for that. Plan your attack around this in terms of your stamina. Maybe you're not playing the game as much these days. I have for sure noticed that not many people are around for Global Dokkan, which is totally fine. This is essentially going to be like the final cooldown celebration before things heat up, so it is totally fine. People aren't really around all that much, but even if you're not playing that much, you should still make sure to do this every possible way that you can to get free stones, free resources, and get the most that you can out of the Dokkan experience while it is like this. Definitely do it, because this is going to be a fundamental lifestyle change for global players when we fully sync up with JP. It's not just a matter of having celebrations at the same time as JP, but it's also now going to be a different set of timing schedules that we have to deal with. It's going to be, you know, anniversaries happening during January or February as opposed to July. There is now going to be an actual breathing room period between anniversary and worldwide download, instead of the usual global experience where it's anniversary, quick breath, and then it's into worldwide download, and then it's into Heroes, Tanabata, and all that stuff, right? It's the second half of the year that is just so condensed with so much crap that global players are barely able to keep up. This is all going to change. So these last few months are going to be very interesting for global players, because I feel like once we get into full synchro, some people are actually going to miss how things were on global before the shift. So yeah, take advantage of this, get all of those medals and Dragon Stones that you can. Also, I wanted to talk about why this could potentially, this is very much a stretch, so don't take this as like anything substantial, but do keep in mind that this is taking place on the 22nd of March. As soon as the 22nd of March ends, this is going to these 3 events are going to disappear forever, and they're eventually going to become one super event. How long it takes for that to reemerge, I don't know. I would imagine it's probably not going to take that long, but you could think of this as potentially a clue towards Saiyan Day, because while you might have seen in the event that stage 13 does give us the Tech Trunks, the Tech Trunks isn't relevant until the Dokkan Festival with Super Saiyan 3 Goku Rudagarn, which is not scheduled until April 2nd. That is 2 weeks after Saiyan Day. So with this event ending on the 22nd, that is still during the Saiyan Day celebration. Could there perhaps be some sort of joint Extreme Z area that Global and JP players will be getting on this event to accommodate the upcoming Saiyan Day celebration that could perhaps be movie related? Maybe it's Broly from DBZ Movie 8, maybe it's Broly Second Coming, maybe it's Bio Broly, maybe it's one of those, right? If it's a Broly movie, that would be one of those types of units that if they decide to free to play EZA it, this would be the place to do it. And actually, now that I think about it, what if it is a Bio Broly? And maybe, you know what? Maybe if it's not even Bio Broly, what if it is this, but then they decide to give us an easy area for, oh no, Super Saiyan 3 Broly would not be under movies. Oh, I just got so excited for that because I talked about that as one of my EZAs. Okay, well, what if they do Bio Broly? Let's pull up the Bio Broly story event because now I just got really excited for that. I want Bio Broly to be relevant. Did Bio Broly ever get an EZA? No, right? No, of course not. Movies, this one. Yeah, this would be perfect. This would be perfect. Let's give Bio Broly an EZA. This dude sucks. He's not good at all. Throw him in there. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead now. Okay, now I'm proclaiming that this is being done proactively to accommodate the upcoming Saiyan Day celebration. Because if we look back at last year's Saiyan Day celebration started on the 18th, as it usually does. Global and JP summon at the same time as we usually do. Then we've got a couple events that happen on the same day as the banners release. Dokkan event, Whis, Extreme Super Battle Road, blah, 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 blah. A couple days later, we get the LR EZA. A couple days after that, oh, and we also have burst, or not burst mode, sub EZAs, burst mode. The day after is Peton. The day after is also Infinite Dragon Ball History. And then 3 days after that is Chain Battle. So they do spread the events out a little bit, considering that at least half of these came out after the 22nd. It is totally possible that this event could reemerge in time for Global and JP to both need to utilize that Extreme Z area stage for something coming up during Saiyan Day. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and now predict that we are going to be getting Bio Broly. So I'm going to write that down. Bio Broly, free to play, EZA in that EZ area joint movie thingy. Fight me. Okay. It has now been written, so it shall be done. I have foreseen it, therefore it will happen. Now, the last thing that I wanted to talk about in this video, just sort of a throw on top of everything else, is what you should pick up with your red coins in the red coin shop. Let me be very, very clear, okay? Nothing. Do not pick up anything in the red coin shop, because while I did do a video previously talking about the Goku Black Rose banner, there are some units that are worth picking up, aka the worldwide download units. But at this point, since there's only 1 day left and you're watching this, you probably don't care about these units, either because you have them or you're not going to buy them because you're going to save up for the 9-year anniversary. Anything that is available on the Gohan Piccolo banner is not worth picking up with red coins. Exceptions would be if you have a ton of coins, you have like 3,500, 4,000 coins. If you don't have one copy of one of these characters, of course, pick them up. I am speaking to those of you who are on a budget or who have a low coin count. Is it worth picking up any of these characters? I would have said before the 9-year anniversary, Yamcha would have been worth it. And in fact, I've recommended Yamcha in the past, but ever since then, Yamcha and the Bulma, dynamic duo, that's no longer the most powerful combination in Dokkan. Bulma has been and still is one of the best units in the game, but it no longer is among the best. There are just so many other units that are so much better now that the Bulma unit and the pursuit of a Bulma 200% leader skill is not the go-to play. Therefore, Yamcha, in my opinion, is no longer worth pursuing just to enhance the Bulma. Now that you've got Beast Gohan, now that you've got Beast Gohan Orange Piccolo, you got the Gammas, you got all this other crazy stuff, none of these units are necessary right now to seek out actively with red coins. They can be obtained naturally over time through summons by other means, and there is still always the possibility that Global gets some sort of a crazy catch-up banner sometime between now and full synchro. And if that happens, maybe some of these characters come back. And also don't forget that if there's any units that you don't end up picking up, or you just somehow skip and you never end up pulling for a while, there are always those New Year Dokkan Festival step-ups that will act as sort of a catch-all for the previous intervals worth of Dokkan Festival. So there will be other ways for you guys to obtain these units later on down the road, but for right now, none of these are worth it. Only the worldwide downloads, and that's only for one more day. So by the time you're watching this video, they could already be gone. But that was a different conversation for a different video anyway. So TLDR, buy nothing, save. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on the Extreme Z area grouping theory. Do you think that this is being done intentionally right now, or something during Saiyan Day, or do you think that this is just simply being done now so that it can be done in time for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku Hirudegarn Dual Dokkan Festival happening 2 weeks after Saiyan Day? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, and also let me know your guys' thoughts about who to pick up from the Red Coin Shop if you have any opinion. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let YouTube know when I see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again, stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.